Hello everyone. Welcome to the next lecture on the CSIR net and the gate mathematics. Today I will explain you how you can solve the linear programming problems with the help of the 15-second time periods. As usual, I will explain you with my own unique approach. Myself Dr. Harish Garg, you can follow and subscribe my YouTube channel. What we have discussed so far, we have covered the LPP into the three different parts. The part A I already uploaded at my YouTube channel. Part B we will discuss in this video, while the part C I will upload based on how much you respond. You will provide me based on the part A and the part B videos. If I see the good response in terms of the likes, comments, the views, I will upload definitely the part C of the LPP as well. What we have discussed in the part A, we will see how we can find the optimal solution of the LPP without using the graphical methods or without using the simplex method. While in the part B, in this video, we will see how we can find the optimal value. The optimal value means how we can find the value of the Z. Fine. But make sure students, I will use 90% concept that I explained in my part A in the video, in the today's video. अगर आपने अभी तक पार्ट ए नहीं देखा, you must watch it. Otherwise, you are unable to understand the today's lecture with the help of the 15-second time periods. Why? Because we know how you can calculate the value of z. In order to calculate the value of z, we need the value of the x1, value of the x2. And what is the x1 and x2? These are my ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशंस. और ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन के लिए जो मैंने शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स पार्ट ए में डिफाइन करी थी, दैट आई विल यूज द सेम शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स इन दिस video. Fine. You can watch my this is the part A of the shortcut tricks of the LPP. More than 50 plus question you can see in this video, and that is a much beneficial for you in the coming examinations. And definitely once you have watched this video, your reaction will change from oof to wow, and I am 100% sure your reaction will change from oof to wow. For more details, other details, you can watch about another 50 plus questions that are totally related to the LPP on the CSIR net, again with the help of the 15-second time periods. All these videos you can find at my YouTube channel, Dr. Harish Garg, playlist The Gate Mathematics. You can see the all other topics as well. All are uploaded with the help of the shortcut tricks. Now, how you can solve the question in a very simple manner. So again, if you are new to my YouTube videos, you can scan and join my 5th WhatsApp group. It's always a free education to everyone. The only condition is that you have to subscribe my YouTube channel firstly, and then only you can able to join my WhatsApp group. Now, if you look about the first example, your target is to find the optimal value. If you look about the second example, they are again talking about the optimal value for the maximization problem. Third problem is the minimization problems, and your target is to find the optimal value. Fourth problem is again related to the optimal values, and the problem is minimizations, and so on. Fine. So in this video, I will cover 35 plus questions so that you can able to understand in a very simple manner. Fine. But the condition is that you have to watch this video till the end. Fine. So that you can learn the concept in a very simple manner. Fine. So first of all, I will tell you a simple approach. What is my shortcut tricks? Fine. Look at that. Whether your problem, either your problem is the maximization or the problem is the minimization. Once you have the problem of the maximization, you can look only those constraints. You can look only those constraints which are of less than form. Fine. And look at all, whenever you have the minimization problems, you can look only for those constraints which are my greater than equal to 4. Fine. अगर किसी भी प्रॉब्लम मैक्सिमाइजेशन में कोई लेस देन का ग्रेटर देन का आ गया, उसको स्किप कर दीजिए आप. फाइन. हाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू इन डीपर इन दिस वीडियो. फाइन. बट मेक श्योर स्टूडेंट्स, आप पहले 10 मिनट कॉपी पे लिखिए मत. Just try to understand what I am saying to you and apply my approach in a very simple manner. Your target is the maximizations. Look at all those constants which are less than sign. The first one is okay, second is okay, third is okay. So I can consider all those values. Fine. In this problem, I can solve you the three different methods. Fine. First of all, can you solve this problem by graphical method? Yes, you can. Fine. Can you solve this problem by the simplex method? Yes, you can. But how much time period you needed to solve the simplex and the graphical methods? At least 5 minutes. You need at least 5 minutes whenever you have to solve by the graphical methods. But अगर आपको एग्जामिनेशन में कितना समय आपके पास? Your target is to solve in a 1 minute time periods. तो वहां पे आपको मेरी ही शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स काम आएगी. Fine. Now, whenever your problem is the maximization, your target is always to write in the form of less than equal to form. Clear? समझ गए? क्लियर? और कम से कम 3 लेस देन बनाने होंगे आपको, एटलीस्ट 3. ऐसा नहीं कि ये 3 कांस्टेंट इसलिए 3, एटलीस्ट 3 आपको लेस देन फॉर्म बनाने हैं. Whenever you have the problem of the minimizations, then your target is to make at least 3 greater than equal to 4. Fine. तो मैं आपको दो अलग अलग मेथड बता रहा हूं. The first method is you can find the value of the x1. Fine. कि आप यहां से x1 की वैल्यू निकाल के यहां पे फिल कर दो आप. तो z की वैल्यू कितनी होगी? This is my z. So 2x1 is 6 minus x2. So this value will be 6 plus 2x2. Fine. यहां से x1 की वैल्यू निकालो कितना आएगा? तो इनक्वालिटी चेंज हो जाएगी. Because if you find this value, it is 1 minus x2, but I need a 2x1. Find is a positive, but यहाँ पे negative है, तो ये किसी काम का नहीं. You can skip that. Look at the third one. I can find the value of the x1. x1 is my 3 minus x2. I can substitute in the given value of the z. You will get 6 plus x2. I can multiply by 2 and so. तो तीसरा तो रह गया ना आपके पास. Fine. Then how you can do that? Either you can multiply, you can choose any alpha, beta and gamma. You can choose any alpha, beta and gamma, but make sure they are my 0 or positive. Fine. So that once you add, then the expression becomes 2x1 plus 3x2. In this particular example, if I choose alpha is 1, beta is 1, gamma is 1, and you can add them, you can see that 2x1 plus 3x2 is less than equal to 10. ये तीन equations बन गई आपकी. That's over. Once you can make the 3 equations, then your answer will be in a 5 second. You can write the upper bounds. 6 plus 2x2 is equal to 6 plus x2 is equal to 10. Now find the value of the x2. तो पहले by using the first and second, x2 will be 0. From the second and the third, x2 will be 4. From the first and the third, x2 will be 2. Fine. अब when it will be the optimal solution? ये optimal solution कब होगा? When I can use the part A shortcut tricks. Fine. So now you can see. Substitute the value of the x2 in the given constraints and find the value of the x1. When x2 is 0, x1 will be 3. When x2 is 0, x1 will be minus 1. But x1 is always a positive number. So that case is cancelled out. Look at the second case. If x2 is equal to 4, x1 will be 1. If x2 is equal to 4, x1 will be 3. If x2 is equal to 4, x1 will be minus 1. And again it's a negative. That case is cancelled out. When x2 is equal to 2, x1 will be, is a 2. Whenever x2 is equal to 2, x1 is 1, x2 is equal to 2, x1 is 1. तो ये सारे पॉजिटिव हो गए. And you can see two values, at least 2 values must be same. So your answer will be x1 is my 1 and x2 is my 2. फाइन. अब ये सोल्यूशन ऑप्टिमल होगा कि नहीं? यहाँ पे ये इक्वेशन सेम नहीं है ना. फर्स्ट वन पहली वाली पर चेक कर लिए वेदर इट इज सेटिस्फाइड और नॉट. 2 plus 4 less than 6 satisfied. So therefore this point is my optimal solution. Substitute the value, you will get 2 plus 6. 8 is my right answer of the problem. फाइन. आपका टारगेट है 3 लेस देन की फॉर्म में बनाना और सेम वेरिएबल के साथ. ऐसा नहीं कि यहां पे x2 लिख दिया और यहां पे x1. नो, यू हैव टू मेक देम एज ए 3 सेम वेरिएबल. फाइन. उसके बाद इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करिए एंड चेक वेदर दे आर सेटिस्फाइड और नॉट. फाइन. दिस इज द फर्स्ट मेथड. सेकेंड मेथड. फाइन. इंस्टेड ऑफ फाइंडिंग एज x1. फाइन. अगर आपको लगता है अभी मैंने सब कुछ इसमें किसमें बनाया था, x1 की x2 की फॉर्म में, आप इसको x1 में भी बना सकते हो. फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ द x2. यहां से कितनी आ गई वैल्यू, 6 minus 2x1. I can substitute here. That will be 18 minus 4x1. Find the value of the x2 from the second is 1 plus x1. If I substitute 1 plus x1 is a 3 plus 5x1. Similarly, I can find the value of the x2 from here. This is a 3 minus x1. So 9 minus 2x1. Fine. It's a 3 minus x1. So 3, 3 are 9. 9 minus x1. Fine. 9 minus x1. Now you have the three equations. So you can write it as 18 minus 14x1, which is equal to 3 plus 5x1, which is equal to 9 minus x1. So look at from the first and second, you will get x1 is 15 divided by 9, that's a 5 over 3. From the second and the third, x1 will be 6. From the first and the third, x1 will be, 6 divided by 6 is a 1. From the first and the third is a 4, 3 and 9, that is 3. Fine. So 5 by 3, 1 and 3. Now you can find its proper values. So we can see if x1 is 3, x2 की वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी? You can substitute the given equation. x1 is 3, 6, 0. x3 is 3, x2 will be my 4. If x1 is 3, x2 will be 0. तो ये दो वैल्यू सेम आ गई आपकी. The point will be x1 is 3, y is equal to x2 is my 0. अब क्या ये सेकेंड इक्वेशन नहीं सेटिस्फाइड नहीं ना हुई आपकी? तो सेकेंड में चेक कर लो वेदर दे आर सेटिस्फाइड और नॉट. -3 plus 0 less than, yes, it is satisfied. Look at the second case. When x1 is 1, x2 will be 4. When x1 is 1, x2 will be 2. x1 will be 1, x2 is my 2. दो वैल्यू सेम हो गई आपकी. सो पॉइंट क्या बन गया आपका? x1 is 1, x2 is my 2. फाइन. और ये फर्स्ट पहली कांस्टेंट नहीं सेटिस्फाइड हुआ था. यू कैन चेक वेदर दे सेटिस्फाइड और नॉट एट द पॉइंट 1, 2 plus 2 less than 6 satisfied. Now you can find the value of the x2. It is a 6 minus 10 over 3. So that is 8 over 3. From the second one, 5 plus 3 is 8 over 3. And it's a 3 minus 3 is a 4 over 3. ये दोनों वैल्यू सेम हो गई. So point will be your 5 over 3, 8 over 3. लेकिन थर्ड वैल्यू सेम नहीं आई. थर्ड को चेक कर लीजिए वेदर दे आर सेटिस्फाइड. नो. 13 by 3 is more than 3. So that case will be cancel out. So you have the 2 points 1, 2 and 3, 0. So find the value of the z. At the 1, 2, this is 8. 3, 0 is 6. Which one is the maximum is? 8 is my again right answer of the problem. Fine. लेकिन अगर आपने यहां देखा मैंने x1 को पीछे लिया है, तो व्हाट इज माय रिकमेंडेशंस? आप दोनों में किसी से भी कर सकते हो, बट माय रिकमेंडेशन इज ऑलवेज आप इस z में देखिए किसका कोफिशिएंट बड़ा है. विच वन इज द मैक्सिमम? 3x2 is more. Fine. So your target is to write the values in terms of the x2. That is first method के साथ. क्लियर? अभी तो फर्स्ट एग्जांपल करिए. 35 प्लस एग्जांपल करेंगे सेम अप्रोच के साथ. यू विल लर्न इट मोर एंड मोर. फाइन. लुक एट दिस वन. प्रॉब्लम इज मैक्सिमाइजेशन. योर टारगेट इज टू राइट द वैल्यूज 3 लेस देन साइन. ऑल आर लेस देन. सो मैक्सिमम क्या आपका? 6x1. तो आपको इसमें x1 की फॉर्म में बनाना है सब कुछ. फाइन. तो x2 को खत्म करना है. तो मैं क्या करूं? इस इक्वेशन को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दूं एंड ऐड देम. 3 + 2 5 हो जाएगा. फाइन. सो क्या हो जाएगा? इसको 1 से मल्टीप्लाई, देन मल्टीप्लाई 3 एंड ऐड. व्हाट विल हैपन? 0x1, 5x2 is less than equal to 15. I can add 6x1 on the both side. 15 plus 6x1. Is it okay? कोई और way? If I multiply this equation by 2, it's a 4x1 plus 1 is a 5x1, 5x2. Fine. So if you add them, what will happen? This number is 6 minus 1 is a 5x1 plus 5x2, which is less than of 25. Because I need a 6x1, I can add x1 on the both side. That number will be 25 plus x1. Again, I need the third equation as well. How you can make them? I can multiply this number by 5 by 2. Fine. But लेकिन 5 by 2 ये आपको फ्रैक्शन में दे जाएगा ना. Try to avoid the fraction. अगर कुछ नहीं बना, then you can use as a fraction. There is no issue. I can multiply this number by 5 only. Then expression becomes 5x1, 5x2. Because आपको x1 की फॉर्म में लिखना है. Your target is to write in terms of the x1. So that means your target is to make as a 5x2 from these two equations. Fine. Now I need a 6x1. I can add 11x1 on the both side. So that will be 5 plus 11x1. Fine. Now you get the three equations. Now you can write as a equality form. 15 plus 6x1, 25 plus x1, which is 5 plus 11x1. So from the first and the second, you will get x1 is 2. From the second and the third, you will get again 2. From the first and the second, you will get x1 is 5, 10, again 2. Fine. Now what will happen if x1 is 2? From the first one, can you get the value of the x2? x1 is 2. So 6. 6 divided by 2 is a 3. Is a 2. 3. Both the values are same. Therefore, 2, 3 is the optimal solution. So can you find the value of the z? 12 plus 15. 27 is the right answer of the problem. I hope you can like and comment on the video as well. Your target is to minimize the value. So we will look only those constraints which are greater than sign. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही constraint है. Fine. There is only one constraint. I can write all those values the greater than form. I can multiply this number by 3. That number will be 3x1. 3x2 is 9. I need a 4x2. I can add x2 on the both side. Fine. Is it okay? अब आप बाकी दो तो बना नहीं सकते because ये तो constraint है ही नहीं ना आपके पास. Then how you can do that? Now whenever, always remember, whenever the problem is minimization, you can solve, you can start with by taking the two cases, whether x1 is 0 or x2 is 0. What will happen if x1 is 0? The value of the x2 from the first case is -1, which is not possible. So that means this case is cancelled. If x2 will be 0, the value of the x1 will be 1, x2 will be 3. Both are not same. दोनों same तो नहीं आए? Fine. So that means this option is also cancelled. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? What is the meaning of that? That means x1 can never be 0, x2 can never be 0. Fine. So once we have seen x1 and x2 can never be 0. अब कोई और तो है नहीं. Then you can easily solve the equation. दोनों की इक्वालिटी ले लीजिए. Fine. आप फर्स्ट टाइम करने जा रहे हैं. Then I can write for you. Fine. Now can you solve that? If you add them, x1 will be 2. If x1 will be 2, then x2 will be 1. So that will be 2, 1 is the optimal solution. So what is the value of the z? Is a 6 plus 4. 10 is the right answer of the problem. If you are unable to make as a 3 equation, then you can directly solve them. Look at this another one. Again, my problem is minimizations. So I can start with by taking x1 is 0, x2 is 0. If x1 is 0, what is the value of the x2? From the first one is a 2. From the second one is my 1. Both are not same. Therefore, x1 can never be 0. मैं ये पार्ट ए का ही यूज कर रहा हूं ना. पार्ट ए में भी मैंने ऐसे ही बताया था आपको. At least 2 constant must satisfied as equality. If x2 will be 0, then by using the part A of my video, if x2 will be 0, x1 will be 1. If x2 will be 0, x1 will be 1. Now they are same. फाइन. सो एक पॉइंट आपको बन गया 1,0. फाइन. नाउ वेदर दे आर ऑप्टिमल और नॉट वी विल सी. तो अगर 1,0 है देन व्हाट इज द आंसर इज 5. Is it okay? Now look at that. Now because my problem is minimization, we look only those constants which are greater than sign. Fine. So I can multiply this equation by 2. That with 2x1 plus 2x2 is greater than 2. So my target is to write in the form of 5x1. So I can add 3x1. Clear? Now because we have seen that x1 is non-zero. अगर x1 non-zero है तो that means this answer must be greater than of the 2. Fine. So first and third options are cancelled. Is it okay? Now because we are unable to write more equations, so how you can do that? You can simply solve the given constraints. So if you solve them, if you subtract them, x1 will be 1, x2 will be 0. So the point is 1,0. The corresponding value of the z is 5 और एक पॉइंट आपने पहले निकाला था, that value is also 5. So the right answer is 5 is the correct answer. अगर मान लो यहाँ पे आपका पॉइंट कुछ ऐसा आ जाता है 2,8 फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फाइन. इसके ऊपर भी z की वैल्यू निकाल लो. फाइन. इस पॉइंट पे वैल्यू निकाल लो एंड लुक एट दैट विच वन इज द मिनिमम. I hope you can like and comment on the video. Consider the problem maximum value on the S2. So on the region S2, what is the value of the Z is? X1 plus X2. What is my constraint? 2x1 minus x2 is less than 5. X1 plus 2x2 is less than 5. Since my problem is the maximization, we will look only for those constraints which are less than sign. Fine. तो कैसे लिख सकते हैं इसे? यहीं से बना लेते हैं. आई नीड x1 प्लस x2. एक x2 को राइट साइड पे ले जाते हैं. 5 माइनस x2. फाइन. अब यहां से तो x2 की फॉर्म में नहीं लिखा जाएगा बिकॉज x2 इज माई नेगेटिव. फाइन. तो हाउ यू कैन डू दैट? अगेन वी विल सी वेदर x2 will be 0 or not. We will see because दो ही constant है ना. If I assume that x2 is by 0, what is the value of the x1 from the first constant? 5/2. From the second constant 5. They are not same. अगर same नहीं है that means that solution is not possible. Therefore x2 can never be 0. But x2 can never be 0 and x2 is my positive. इसका मतलब इसका आंसर definitely less than 5 आएगा. 5 भी नहीं होगा. 5 कब होगा? When x2 will be 0. That is not possible. तो देखिए maximum value of the x1 plus x2 is 5 on the S2. That option is cancel because 5 से less होना चाहिए. Clear? अब वो 5 से less कितना होगा? 3 होगा, 4 होगा, 4.5. You can solve them. Fine. How you can solve them? I can multiply this equation, first equation by 2 and add them. That will be 5x1 which is equal to 15. X1 will be 3. If x1 will be 3, x2 will be 1. So therefore the value of the z is my 4. So the first option say 3. That option is also cancel. हाँ ये मैं मानता हूँ बच्चों. आप कहो कि सर इसको तो मैं ग्राफिकल से सॉल्व कर लेता हूँ. That you can do. That's on your choice. You can solve this problem as well. आप इस प्रॉब्लम को भी ग्राफिकल से सॉल्व कर सकते हो. फाइन. आप इस प्रॉब्लम को भी ग्राफिकल से सॉल्व कर सकते हो. फाइन. दैट यू कैन डू इट. देयर इज नो इश्यू. बट बच्चों मेरी एक ही एडवाइस रहती है हर वीडियो में. अगर आप एक शॉर्टकट ट्रिक से अप्लाई करने जा रहे हो तो हर क्वेश्चन को उसी शॉर्टकट ट्रिक से सॉल्व करिए. सो दैट वंस यू विल एंटर इन द एग्जामिनेशंस यू विल फील मोर कॉन्फिडेंट ऑन द शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स. होता क्या है? आपने शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स तो सीख ली लेकिन प्रैक्टिस करते वक्त आप इसको ग्राफिकल से सॉल्व करने लग जाते हो. तो उससे क्या होगा? आप जब शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स अप्लाई करने का टाइम आएगा एग्जामिनेशन में देन यू आर अनेबल टू सॉल्व देम बिकॉज आपने प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं करा. फाइन. ग्राफिकल से तो कभी भी कर लो आप. दैट इज नॉट ए बिग डील. ग्राफिकल से तो आप कभी भी कर लो ना. तो शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स से प्रैक्टिस करना है देन यू हैव टू सॉल्व देम बाय द शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स और यू विल बी वेरी सरप्राइजिंग. In this video, I will solve the 35 plus questions and each question I will solve you with the help of this shortcut tricks. Fine. Now what you have obtained is on the function S2, the value of the z is my 4. Now the maximum value of the x1 plus x2 is, now this is intersection and union. So I can find the value of the z over the s1 as well. So x1 plus x2 subjected to the constant 2x1 plus x2 is less than 4. x1 plus 2x2 is less than 5. Fine. From the first constants, I can write the value of the z is 4 minus x1. Is it okay? Now you can see, can you say x1 is 0 is the solution? कब होगा ये solution? When I substitute in the given equation, you will get the same value of the x2. If x1 is 0, that number is 4, that number is 5 by 2, which are not same. Therefore, x1 can never be 0. Once x1 can never be 0, that means the value of the z is strictly less than 4. Clear? अब वो होगा क्या? हाँ, अगर आप कहो कि सर मैं यहां से निकालूं वैल्यू ऑफ z, तो z will be 5 minus x2, and again whether x2 will be 0, we will see what is the value of the x1. X1 will be 2, from the second is a 5, that means x2 can never be 0. Fine. Now how you can find the value of the x1 and x2? I can solve them. How you can solve? I can multiply first equation by 2 and subtract them. So 4 minus 1 is a 3x1, 8 minus 5 is 3. x1 is my 1. If x1 is my 1, then x2 will be 2. Therefore, the value of the z is x1 plus x2, 3. Fine. And it is satisfied my condition. So the value of the z is my 3 over the curve S1, over the constant S1. Then your target is to find the intersection. Intersection means minimum of the value of the S1, minimum of the value of the S2. That is my 3, satisfied. What is a union? Union will say the maximum value. Maximum value is my 3, 4. Maximum value is my 4. Yes, it is satisfied. C and D are the right answers. Look at the next one, the maximum value of the subject to the constants. Now, can you solve this problem by graphical method in the examinations? No. Can you solve this problem by simplex method in the examinations? Yes, but that will take at least 5 minutes. Fine. Or if you write the dual of this problem and then you can solve by the graphical methods, but that will again take at least 5 minutes in the examinations. लेकिन उतना समय आपके पास नहीं होता एग्जामिनेशन में. Fine. So how you can solve that? Look at that. How many variables you have? There are the 3 variables. How many constraints you have? There are the 2 constraints. What is the meaning of that? That means the number of the non-basic variables. कितने होंगे आपके पास? 3 minus 2, 1. What is the meaning of the 1 is? That means either x is 0, either y is 0, or z is 0. फाइन. अब ये 3 इक्वेशन बना लेते हैं, तीनों में से सॉल्व कर लेते हैं, जिसका आंसर वैल्यू ऑफ द f निकाल लेंगे. दैट इज द राइट आंसर. So look at that. If x will be 0, can you find the value of the y? Can you find the value of the z? If x will be 0, if you add them, 50 divided by 2, 25. Fine. And if x is 0, y is 25, I can substitute here. It is 50, 70 by 6. 70 by 6 means 35 divided by 3. Fine. All are satisfied. If y is equal to 0, I can find the value of the x and z. If y is my 0, if you add them, 50 divided by 15, so that will be 10 divided by 3. If x will be 10 divided by 3, I can substitute the first equation, 20 divided by 20 over 3, 50 divided by 6, that is the value of the z. So 60, 10, 10 over 18, that is a 5 over 9. Fine. If I substitute here, when z is equal to 0, fine. If I multiply this equation by 2, this equation by 1, and add them, it's a 10 plus 10, 20, is a 40, 70, 70 by 20. So x will be 70 upon 20. That's x is here. And what is the value of the y? If I substitute, x is 35 over 2 minus 2y is equal to 20. And you can see the y will be negative. Fine. y is my less than 0, but that is not possible. So that case is cancelled out. Now you have the only two cases. You can calculate the value of the f. X is my 0, y is 25. So 25 into 6, 6 5 30, 3 12 150 minus 35 into 8 40 28 over 3 280 over 3. So that's a 450 450 170 over 3. If you look about this value, y is equal to 0, x is 100 over 3 minus 40 over 9. 9 is the LCM. 300 minus 40, that's a 260. Fine, 300 minus 40 is a 260. So that answer will be 9 to 18, and this answer will be start from 5 point something. Fine, it's a 20, it's a 5 point. So the right answer is, because your target is to find the maximum value, so answer is 170 divided by 3 is the correct answer. Now you can see they are talking about the optimal solutions. Optimal solution we have discussed in the part A. Fine. That's very simple. Your target is to minimize. Whenever it's a minimize, we can start from the x1 is 0, x2 is my 0. What will happen if x1 is 0? You can see from the first case, x2 minus x2 is greater than 8. x2 is minus 8. That is not possible. So that means the first case will be cancelled out. If x2 will be 0, x1 is greater than 2, greater than 5, greater than of minus 7. So what does the meaning? Minus 7 greater than 2 greater than 5 greater than. That implies x1 is greater than of 5. So what is the meaning of that? That means the value of the z is greater than equal to 5, because x2 will be 0. Therefore, minimum is my 5 at the point 5 comma 0. So that means x1 star is my 5 is 0, because 5 comma 0 satisfied my given constraints. Now, how you can find the value of the lambdas? What is the lambda is? Lambda is my dual variables. So you can quickly write the dual. That will be 4 lambda 1 plus 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 3, which is 1. From the second one is minus lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3, which is my 2. Fine. This problem dual is my maximizations. Fine. Now you can see whether the 5 comma 0 satisfied. This is equality, not satisfied equality. Which is satisfied equality? Minus 5 plus 0, not satisfied equality. Fine. Now by using the part A of my video, these two constants are satisfied equality. पहले के साथ मैंने lambda 1 यूज करा था. This is lambda 2, lambda 3. Now because first and third are not satisfied equality, by using the shortcut tricks as I explained you in the part A, lambda 1 must be 0, lambda 3 must be 0, and they are satisfied as equality. That means lambda 2 is my non-zero. Fine. Now, because, is it okay? So lambda 1 and lambda 3 are my 0. Again, because x1 is my 5, which is my non-zero. This is my optimal solution. और इन दोनों में से कौन सा कांस्टेंट x1 के साथ लिखा था? ये था ना x1 का कांस्टेंट 4, 2 एंड -1. अगर ये नॉन जीरो है, सेटिस्फाइड इक्वालिटी, और x2 जीरो है, तो दैट विल बी नॉन जीरो. मैक्सिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम है तो ये लेस देन साइन होगा. Fine. That's why I'm asking you again and again, must watch the part A of my video. Now, once we know the lambda 1 is 0, lambda 3 is 0, you can substitute in the first equation. Lambda 2 is my half. Fine. So can you get the answer? It's a 5 plus 0. This is 0 plus half plus 0. Answer is 5.5 is the right answer of the problem. Okay, consider the LPP is a 2023. Now, can you solve this problem by simplex method in the examination? No. Can you solve this problem by graphical method in the examinations? No. If you solve by the simplex method, you need at least the 10 minutes. फाइन, लेकिन इतना समय तो है नहीं. नाउ अगेन यू कैन यूज माई शॉर्टकट ट्रिक. फाइन. सबसे पहले इन दो कंस्टेंट्स को देख लेते हैं पहले. इफ यू एड देम, फाइन, इफ यू एड देम व्हाट विल हैपन? 2x1 4x2 plus 2x3 which is less than of 100. If I divide it by 2, that means 4x2 plus x3 is less than 50. That is my 2. And you are very surprising to see the first constraints and the second constraints are same. Find x1 plus 2x2 plus x3. The only difference is it's a less than 44, it's a less than 50. That means that will be rule out. Fine, because less than 44 मिल गया ना आपको. क्लियर? तो इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? दीज टू कॉन्स्टेंट्स आर रिडंडेंट द फर्स्ट वन. इज इट ओके? तो आप क्या करो, एक पहला कांस्टेंट लिख लो x1 प्लस 2x2 प्लस x3 विच इज से 44, और इन दोनों में से कोई भी एक लिख लो आप, चॉइस आपकी है. एनी वन, यू कैन राइट एनी वन. क्लियर? नाउ यू कैन सी हाउ मेनी वेरिएबल्स यू हैव. You have the three variables. How many constants you have? Two constants. So that means one variable must be 0. Non-basic variable. Either x1 is 0, either x2 is 0, or x3 is 0. Fine. So if x1 will be 0, what is the values of the x1, x2, x3? So if x1 is 0, I can find the value of the x3, 24. If x1 is 0, x3 is my 24, the value of the x2 will be 10. Fine. All are satisfied my given conditions. If x2 will be 0, fine. If x2 will be 0, then you can subtract them. You will get x3 is my 2, 4. If x3 is 4, then x1 will be 40. Now look at that. When x3 is my 0, x1 will be my 48. Fine. If x1 is 48, then x2 will be negative. That means this case is not possible. Then finally your target is to find the z. So x1 is 0, is a 10, that is a 20, plus 120, so that answer is 140. Look at the second case. X1 is 40, that's a 120, plus 0 plus 20, again 140. The maximum among them is again 140 is the right answer. Okay, look at this another one. It's a GATE recent year paper. Which of the following is optimal basis? X1 and X2 are my basis. What does the meaning of the others? That means X3 and X4 are my non-basis. Once they are the non-basic, what are their values? Their values are my 0. Now you can solve the given one. For the S1, alpha is my 2. Fine. X3 is my 0. X1, beta is my 1. It is my 8. Fine. Now can you find the answer? What is that? If you subtract them, x1 will be minus 4. That is not possible. So that means the first statement is my false statement. So A is cancel, C is my cancel. Fine. Look at the second one. Optimal basis x3 and x2. That means x1 will be 0 and x4 will be 0. So your equation will be x2 plus x3 is 4. For the case of the s2, beta is my 4. 4x2 is my 8. So can you find the value of the x2 and x3? x2 will be 2 and x3 is my 2, and they are satisfied my given condition. Yes, they are my optimal basis. So the second B is the right answer of the problem. Look at this another one. It's a December 2025. It's a recent year paper. Again, your target is to find the objective value. It's a maximizations. You have to write in terms of 3 less than sign. तो यहाँ पे क्या है आपका x2, तो आप x2 की फॉर्म में लिखिए सारा कुछ. यहाँ से x1 की वैल्यू निकालो तो कितना हो गया 12 minus 2x1, so that will be 12 plus 2x2. Look at this case, 15 minus x2. This is a greater than sign, उसको भूल जाइए. बिकॉज मैंने स्टार्टिंग में क्या बताया, अगर मैक्सिमाइजेशन है, लुक एट ओनली दोज कंस्टेंट्स विच आर लेस देन साइन, तो स्किप दैट कंस्टेंट. x2 इज लेस देन 2, बट लेकिन हमें तो x2 की फॉर्म में चाहिए. फाइन. और एक और कंस्टेंट आपको बनाना है, कैसे बनेगा? इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई दिस इक्वेशन बाय 2, this number by 1, fine, and you add them, what will happen? 3x1 plus 4x2 is less than equal to 60. Fine. Now you have the three equations. Let's write that. आप इसको ग्राफिकल से भी सॉल्व कर सकते हो आप, but that will take more than the 5 minutes. Now from the first and the second, you will see x2 will be 1. From the first and the second, x2 will be minus 1. Fine. From the second and third, but x2 can never be negative, that case is cancelled. From the first and the last, x2 will be 2. Now you have the two cases. If x2 will be 2, what is the value of the x1? Fine. अब सभी में से x1 की वैल्यू को निकाल लेते हैं. If x2 will be 2, that number is 10 over 3. From the second is again 10 over 3. That number will be 1 by 2. And third में तो है ही नहीं. Look at this case. If x2 will be 2, 4, 8. If x2 will be 2, 10, 5 over 3. If x2 will be 2, it's a 1. तो यहां तो कोई भी वैल्यू सेम नहीं है. Not a same. Fine. तो that option is cancel. अब यहां पे ये वैल्यू सेम आ गई. That means 10 over 3 और x2 कितना है? 1. फाइन. अब ये ऑप्टिमल सोल्यूशन कब होगा? ये वैल्यू सेम नहीं है ना थर्ड वाली, इसको देख लो सेटिस्फाइड हो रहा है ये. 2x1, that's a 20 over 3, minus 1 is greater than 0. Yes. So the answer is 10 over 3, 1. So that will be 10 plus 4. 14 is the right answer of the problem. Fine. आप दूसरी तरह से भी चेक कर सकते हो, जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया. You have the three equations. Check whether x2 is equal to 0 is the solution or not. If you substitute x2 is 0, x1 की कितनी वैल्यू आ गई? 4. Second one is my 5. Third one is my 0. Fourth one नहीं. तो they are not same. तो यहां से क्या बना है? They are not same. Therefore, x2 can never be 0. अगर x2 can never be 0 है, that means from the first one, आंसर कितना आएगा? More than 12. So more than 12 में फर्स्ट ऑप्शन कैंसर. यहां से कितना आंसर आएगा? x2 can never be 0. That means answer must be less than of the 15. So fourth option is also cancel. Fine. And the third and the second option को आपसे सिंप्लीफाई कर लिया. Okay, look at this next one. Which of the following statements are true? 5, 0, 1. Is it the corner point? How you can say the corner point? If at least, yes, if at least two constraints satisfied as equality. Okay, that is the same shortcut tricks that I mentioned you in my part A lecture. So we will see 5, 0, 1. 5 and 0 satisfied equality. 0 and 1, they are not satisfied equality. 5, 0, 1 satisfied equality. These two constants satisfied as equality. Yes, it is a corner point. Fine. Now look at the 4, 1, 1. Whether the 4, 1, 1 is the optimal point. Before the optimal point, you must satisfy as a corner point. 4 plus 5, 1, 5. 1 plus 1, 2 satisfied. Yes, so 4, 1, 1 is the corner point. Fine. So corner point, it may or may not be the optimal. That is a corner is fine, but may or may not be optimal. Corresponding to 4, 1, 1, what is the value of the z? 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 2 is 9. Fine. So we will see whether we will get any point more than 9 or not. Chaliye. Now if you look more very carefully from the first one and the third one, that means both are redundant, because x1 plus x2, you will see that implies x3 is less than equal to 1. Fine. Or you can see the first one and the third constraints, they are redundant to each other. Second and the third, again they are redundant to each other. So what does it meaning? That means we can write any two equations. Fine. So दो इक्वेशन क्या क्या ले सकते हो आप? I can use x1 plus x2. First one is 5 और एक लास्ट वाली ले लेते हैं. x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 6. Or I can use the second and the last one. Fine. Clear? Now you can see again, number of the variables are my 3, number of the constants are my 2. So at least one variable must be 0. So either x1 is 0 or x2 0 or x3 0. If x1 is 0, the value of the x2 will be 5. The value of the x3 will be 1. Fine. If x2 will be 0, the value of the x1 will be 5, 5, 0, and x3 will be 1. If x3 will be 0, that is not possible, because if x3 is 0, x1 plus x2, 5 and 6 not possible. Now you can see whether they satisfy the given constants. 0 plus 5 satisfied, 5 plus 1, you can see 5 plus 1 less than 2 not satisfied. The only case left behind is x1 is 5, 0 and 1. Fine. The value of the z corresponding to this case is 5, 0, 3, 8. And you can see that they are satisfied by given conditions. Similarly, for this case, again there are the two constants. Either x1 is 0, x2 is 0, x3 is 0. अगर x1 0 है, then it is not possible. If x2 will be 0, x3 will be my 2. If x3 is my 2, the value of the x1 is 4. If x3 is my 0, then x2 will be 2. If x2 is 2, x1 will be 4. Fine. Now you can see whether they are satisfied or not. x1 plus x2 less than 5 satisfied. x2 plus x3 less than 2 satisfied. Some satisfied. x1 plus x2 less than 5. You can see they are not satisfied. Fine. तो यहां से पॉइंट क्या मिला आपको? 4, 0, 2. What is the value of the z corresponding to 4, 0, 2? That is my 10. Fine. तो अगर ये 10 है तो this is not the optimal solution. Fine. And 4, 1, 1. इसके ऊपर आपका z कितना आया था? 9. So but we get a 10. That means 4, 1, 1 is not the optimal solution. The optimal value is my 10. 9 is not the optimal solution. A and D are the right answers. Fine. This is the first method. Second method, अगर आप इससे नहीं करना चाहते, then again we will use the same shortcut tricks. Problem is my maximization. I can write in terms of 3 less than sign. Fine. My target, if you add them, what will happen? x1 plus 2x2, x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3 is 7. But I need a 3x3. तो मैं दोनों तरफ 2x2 plus कर देता हूं. Then it will be 7 plus 2x3. If I add the second and the third constants, x1 plus 2x2 plus 2x3 is 8. That means I can add 1x3 on the both side. And if I add the first and the third one, that becomes a 2x1, but we need only x1. Fine. और क्या कर सकता हूं? You can see I can write this value is 2x2 plus 2x3 plus x3. Fine. You can see that x2 plus x3 is my 2. So I can write this number is 4 plus x1 plus x3. Fine. अब यहाँ पे देखिए they are independent of the x2. तो यहाँ पे x1 plus x3 independent of x2. So you can skip the x2. Independent of x2 हो गया. So what is the value of the x1 plus x3? They are less than or equal to 6 plus 4, 10. The third value is my 10. Now you can write that 3 equations. Fine. And we can see which one is the optimal one. From the first and the second, you will see x3 is my 1. From the second and the third, you will see x3 is my 2. From the first and the third, x3 is my 3 over 2. When x3 is my 1, what is the value of the x2? If x3 is my 1, the value of the x1 is, because I can choose an x2 as a 0. Fine. x3 is my 1, x1 will be 5. Fine. If x1 is 5, x1 is my 1, then x2 will be 1. फाइन, बट यहां से ये कांस्टेंट नहीं सेटिस्फाइड हुआ. लुक एट द सेकंड वन. इफ x3 is equal to 2, x1 will be 4. If x1 will be 4, then you can find x2 is 1. But from here, you can see x2 will be 0. Fine. And this will be satisfied. Again, you can see this condition is not satisfied. That is the only optimal solution of the problem. Okay, look at this another one. Again, you can see firstly corner point check kar lete hain whether half 0 0 is the corner. Half 0 0 they are not satisfied equality. Half 1 0 1 satisfied equality. 0 plus 0 satisfied equality. Yes, this is the corner point. Check whether 4 1 0 is the corner point or not. 4 plus 1 plus 0 satisfied equality. 8 minus 0 not satisfied equality. 1 plus 0 not satisfied. तो दो कांस्टेंट नहीं बने, so that is not the corner point. If this is not the corner point, then it is not the optimal solution. Fine. Optimal value is 4, optimal value is 6. Now, how you can check about the optimal value? Now clearly say they are dependent only on the x1 and x2. Fine. That is independent of x3. Fine. So I can choose x3 is my 0. That is a minimum value. If x3 will be 0, this number will be fine. 2x1 is greater than 1, and this equation becomes x1 plus x2 is less than 5. Clear? But x2 can never be negative, so which implies x2 will be 0. If x2 will be 0, then your equation becomes x1 is less than 5. X1 is greater than half. So that means half is less than x1 is less than 5. And your target is to maximize them. So can you get the maximum answer? What is the maximum answer is x2 will be 0, x1. So that will be 5 is the maximum answer of the problem. So he said 4. That's wrong. This is also wrong. Although 4 1 0 satisfied as a 5, but that is not the corner point because they are not satisfied as the equality. 2 point equality पे नहीं ना satisfied हुए. So that means the right answer is only D is my correct answer of the problem. ऐसा मत कर देना कि z की वैल्यू 5 है तो 4 1 0 सेटिस्फाइड हो गया, बट इट नीड टू बी कॉर्नर पॉइंट, और कॉर्नर पॉइंट होने के लिए एटलीस्ट 2 कांस्टेंट मस्ट बी सेटिस्फाइड एज इक्वालिटी. Look at the next one. Consider the problem of the maximizations. Now you can see extreme point, that is a corner point. Firstly, check whether 2 0 2 1 is a corner point or not. Look at that. 0 2 minus 1 satisfied equality. 0 1 not satisfied equality. 1 is not satisfied equality. Not satisfied. This is satisfied as equality. All are my constants. Fine. आप इसको यही तो कांस्टेंट बनेंगे ना आपके x1 plus x2 minus x3 is less than 1. Second one is x1 plus x3 is less than 2 and half, or x3 is less than 1, and the rest values are my fine. Now you can see 0 to 1. This is satisfied equality. They are not satisfied equality. They are not satisfied equality, but they are set. So two constants satisfied as equality. Yes, this is the corner point. Check whether half 0 1 is the corner point. Half 0 1 not satisfied equality. Half 0 1 not satisfied equality. That is satisfied equality. This is satisfied equality. But he said optimal point. Half 0 1 is my corner point. But it may be optimal or it may not be. Fine. So that we will need to check. Now what we have observed is 0 2 1 is a corner point. तो इसके ऊपर z की वैल्यू कितनी आ गई 3. फाइन. हाफ 0 1 is also the corner point. तो इसके ऊपर वैल्यू कितनी आ गई z की 3/2. बट बिकॉज द प्रॉब्लम इज मैक्सिमम, तो यहां तो मिल ही गया ना आपको 3 एक वैल्यू. सो दैट मीन्स हाफ 2, 1 इज नॉट द ऑप्टिमल वैल्यू, बिकॉज अगर ये ऑप्टिमल हो भी गया तो इसमें जेड कितना आएगा, जेड विल बी 3/2, बट वी गेट अ 3 फ्रॉम द सेकंड केस, तो इसका मतलब ऑप्टिमल वैल्यू 3/2 तो नहीं आ सकती. नाउ वी विल सी वेदर द ऑप्टिमल वैल्यू इज 3 और नॉट. फाइन, यही रह गया ना देखना. जैसे प्रीवियस एग्जांपल में हमने देखा, वी विल गेट एज हाफ 0 इज अ कॉर्नर पॉइंट, 4, 1, 0 इज नॉट द कॉर्नर पॉइंट, बट इसे 6 आंसर नहीं मिला था. नाउ our target is to maximize them. You can see x1 and x3 has the maximum value half and 1. So I can write less than equal to x plus x2 plus 1. So that means 3/2 plus x2. Now we will see whether x2 will be 0 or not. Fine. Agar x2 0 ho gaya, then the maximum value will be 3/2. So what is the value of the x1? If x2 will be 0, fine. No, यहाँ से तो x2 की वैल्यू कितनी आएगी? We can never find that. Fine. Okay, anyhow, we can see x1 is my half plus x2, upper value is 1, which is 1. So that means x2 will be 3/2. Fine. And so on. तो x2 की एक ही वैल्यू आएगी 3/2. I can substitute here. So 3/2 plus 3/2, that is 3. So the maximum value we have obtained is 3. Yes, 3 से ऊपर आपका आंसर नहीं जाएगा, बिकॉज यहां से आपको लेस देन में बना सकते हो ना, दिस इज अ लेस देन साइन, सो आई कैन से दिस नंबर इज लेस देन ऑफ 3. तो 3 से ज्यादा नहीं होगा, लेकिन यहां से आपको 3 तो मिल ही चुका है ना आपको, सो दैट मीन्स 3 तो आपको मिल ही गया, तो वैल्यू 3 इज द राइट आंसर. Okay, look at the next one. It's a July 2025, x plus y. Maximization, and look at the constraint which is of less than sign. Okay, I will tell you the two different methods. If you simply add them, what will happen? 9x plus 8y is less than equal to is a 3363. Fine. I can write as 9x plus 9y is less than of 63 plus y. I can divide it by 9, so that will be 7 plus y over 9, because I need x plus y. Now we will see whether y is equal to 0 is a solution or not. If y is equal to 0, what is the value of the x from the first case? 6, 12.5, 4. They are not same. तो अगर सेम नहीं है, that means y can never be 0. Fine. If y can never be 0, that means answer must be greater than of 7. Now you can see this answer is 4 point something. This answer is 6 point something. This answer is 4 point something. This answer is 7 point something is the answer of the problem. Fine. You can see it's a very, very simple way. You can discard the options by using the simple shortcut tricks. Second method. What is the second method is? You can write the 3 constraints. Fine. How you can do that? You can write in either in terms of the x or in terms of the y. So let's start with the in terms of the y. So how you can do that? कैसे आप लिख सकते हो in terms of y or in terms of x? Choice on you. Fine. Choice on you. तो मैं यहाँ से 5x की वैल्यू निकालूं, कितना हो गया? 30 minus 3y divided by 5 plus of y. So that will be 6 and it will be 2 over 5y. Similarly, from the second, I can write as a 2x plus 2y is less than 25 minus 4y. I can divide it by 25 over 2 minus 2y. From this one, I can write as a plus of 2y on the both, plus of 3y on the both side. So 8 plus 3y divided by 2. Fine. Now you have the three equations. फाइन. तो आप इन तीनों को इस तरह से लिख लीजिए आप. -2y which is 8 plus 3y over 2. You can write from the first and second, you can find the value of y. From the second and third, you can find the value of y. From the first and the third, you can find the value of y. correspond the each case of the y, find the value of the x, जिसमें दो वैल्यूज कम से कम सेम आ गई, that is the optimal solution. That you can do it by own. Okay, which of the following is the optimal solution? Fine. So optimal solution is that I can use the part A of my video. Let's say 6,6. Whether is optimal solution? दो constant satisfied होने चाहिए equality पे. 6 plus 6 12 satisfied. 12 plus 18 satisfied. 6 plus 24 36 not satisfied. They are equality satisfied. Fine. That means this is my corner point. Optimal हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता. 3,8 3,8 not satisfied equality. 6 plus 24 which is satisfied equality. 3 plus 32 3 plus 32 not satisfied equality. तो दो constant नहीं satisfied हुए, that is not the corner point. If it is not the corner point, that means this is not the optimal solution. 7,5 equality. 7 to 14 plus 15 29 not satisfied equality. 7 plus 20 not satisfied equality. So that is not the corner point, that is not the optimal solution. 4,8 8 plus 4 12 satisfied. 48 plus 24 is a 32. 32 is not satisfied equality. 4 plus 32 36 satisfied equality. So that may be corner point, but that is not feasible because आप देखो यहाँ पे satisfied नहीं हुआ, which is not less than 30. So that option is also cancelled. Only left option is my A is the right answer of the problem. Look at the next one. Which of the following maximization problem? Objective function attain the maximum of objective function. Okay. Assume that the maximum value attained at the point 0, 5. Then what is the answer is 0, 15. Fine. The maximum value attained at minus 2, 3. Then minus 2 plus 9. 7. 1, 0. It will be 1 and he said does not attain. So पहले इन तीनों की बात कर लेते हैं. अगर तो ये feasible हुआ तो ये 7 वाला आंसर कैंसिल हो जाएगा. Why? Because your target is to maximize, तो आपको एक maximum point मिल गया. Fine. Similarly, that option is also cancelled. We will see whether 0, y is feasible or not. Fine. इसको 0 से multiply करो और इसको 5 से check whether they are satisfied less than of -1 or not. -5 less than 5 satisfied. 5 is equal to 5. 5 is equal to 5. 10 is 14 -5 14. So yes, this is a feasible. Fine. तो इसका मतलब ये बी सेकेंड एंड थर्ड ऑप्शन आपका कैंसिल हो गया. फाइन. और इस पे कितना आंसर आ रहा है? डस नॉट अटेन द 14 वैल्यू. सो यस, इस पे तो अटेन करेगा ही नहीं बिकॉज आपको ये एक फिजिबल सॉल्यूशन मिला. फाइन. और इस फिजिबल सॉल्यूशन पे आपको एक वैल्यू तो मिल ही गई है, तो 14 इज लेस देन, सो दैट मीन ही सेड डस नॉट अटेन. ये तो ऑप्शन सही हो गया. अब क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि क्या इसकी मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 15 ही होगी कि 15 से ज्यादा भी हो सकती है. फाइन. 15 तक तो मिल गया ना हमें, तो इस कांस्टेंट को मैं पहले सही करके लिख लेता हूं भी. -x -y इज लेस देन -1. सेकेंड इज y इज लेस देन 5. -x plus y is less than 5. X plus 2y is less than 14 and minus y is less than 0. Minus y less than 0 means we can say y is my greater than equal to 0. तो यहां पे आपके पास देखिए x के ऊपर कोई भी बाउंड नहीं है. That means x is my unrestricted and the upper bound of the y is my 5. So I can say the maximum value of the z is less than equal to x plus 15. Fine. Now you can see the value of the x. What is the bound? x के ऊपर कोई भी बाउंड नहीं है. Now you can solve any two equations. अगर x y की वैल्यू 5 है, fine. What is the value of the x from the first one? -5, which is -1. So x will be your -4. Fine. और यहां से if x will be 5, x will be 0. Fine. If x will be y is equal to 5, then 15, then 10, x will be 4. So that is a 4. तो यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा आपको. So 4, x will be less than of 4 plus 15. That is a 19. तो इसका मतलब 14. 15 is not the optimal solution. So the right answer is only D is the right answer of the problem. Fine. Is it okay? Okay, now problem is the minimizations. तो minimization में आपको क्या करना है? You have to look only for the greater than sign. Again, there is no need to write how many constraints. 2 constraints. How many variables? 3 variables. So that means you have the 3 cases, either x0, y0 or z0. Fine. So what will happen if x is equal to 0? Your target is to find the value of the y and z. If x will be 0, if you subtract them, y will be 2. If y will be 2, x will be 6. If y will be 0, if you subtract them, x will be my 2. If x will be 2, z will be 4. And if z is equal to 0, fine, if z is 0, I can multiply the first equation by 2 and subtract them. That's 4 minus 3, 1x. 16 minus 10, 6. And the value of the y will be, because z is my 0, the y will be negative. Fine, so that case will be cancelled out, and your target is to minimize. So can you calculate the value of the z? X will be 0, 9 to your 18 plus 36, which is my 54, correspond to this case. In this case, the value of the y will be 0, 28 plus 24, that is 52. So minimum value is my 52. Rest options are cancelled. Okay, look at the following case. Which of the following is the optimal value? Again, because problem is maximization, your target is to write in terms of, you can solve it by graphical method as well. Fine, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, but I can solve it. You can see, I can multiply this equation by 2. तो ये कितना बन गया आपका? 4x plus 6y less than 28. तो मैं इसको क्या लिख सकता हूँ? 28, मेरे को 5y चाहिए, एक y को मैं उधर ले जाता. फाइन. सेकंड वाली से इसको किससे मल्टीप्लाई, y में बनाना है मुझको, y में ही बनाओ सारा, तो इसको 4 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं. दैट बिकम्स 4x प्लस 8y लेस देन 36. तो मेरे को 5y चाहिए, दैट बिकम्स 36 माइनस 3y. 5 36 minus 3y. Look at this case, I can multiply by 4, so that becomes 24 plus y. Clear? सबसे पहले यही चेक कर लेते हैं, can y be the 0 is the solution? अगर y 0 है, what is the value of the x? If y is equal to 0, from the first case x is 7, from the second case x is 9, from the third case x is 6. They are not same. अगर सेम नहीं है, that means y can never be 0. If y can never be 0, that means from the third case answer must be greater than of 24. The first option will be cancelled. Fine. Now you have the 3 cases. You can write them: 28 minus y, 36 minus 3y, and 24 plus y. From the first and 2 case, 2y is equal to 8, y is equal to 4. Fine. From the second and the third case, it's my 12, 12 by 4. 12 by 4 is 3. From the first and the third case, y is equal to 2. Fine. So if y is equal to 4, we will see whether y is equal to 4 is the solution. When y is equal to 4, you can substitute here 12, 2, 1. Y is equal to 4, 8, 1. Y is equal to 4, 2. Yes, 2 values are satisfied. So your solution will be 1, 4. ये चेक कर लो बस, थर्ड वाली को satisfied हो रहा है. 1 plus 4 less than 6 satisfied. Look at the second case. When y is equal to 3, 9, value of the x will be 5 by 2. Y is equal to 3, 6, 3. Y is equal to 3, 3. Now yes, they again दो equation satisfied हो गई. So 3, 3. पहला नहीं satisfied, we will see whether they satisfied the given equations or not. 6 plus 9, 9 and 6 is 15. 15 is not less than 14, so that case is cancel out. Fine. Look at the third case. Y is equal to 2. Then if y is equal to 2, it's a 6, 8, 8 by 2, 4. Y is equal to 2, 4, 9 minus 4, and again this is my 4. These two values are satisfied, so 4 comma 2 satisfied. Our second equation nahi satisfied hui. We will see whether 4 comma 2 will satisfy this equation. Yes, satisfied. So you have the two solutions, 1 comma 4, 4 comma 2. Can you find the value of the z corresponding to the 1 comma 4? So it's a 4 plus 20, 24. Fine. Or corresponding to this case, 4 comma 2 is a 16 plus 10, 26. The maximum answer will be 26 is the right answer of the problem. Okay, look at this next one. Your target is to find the minimum value of the 4x minus 5y plus 10 and there is no constraint. Fine. Constraint तो सिर्फ आपके बाउंड्स दे रखे हैं आपको. Fine. इसको मैं इस तरह से लिख सकता हूं ना, that is nothing but x and y are greater than 0. Fine. Now you can directly substitute. If you can see what are the bounds, what are the corner points? 0, 0. Fine. If x is 0, y is equal to 5. If x is equal to 10, y is 0 and 10 comma 5. Otherwise your target is to minimize them. Fine. अब आप इनमें से मिनिमम कब बना सकते हो? आप मिनिमम वैल्यू कितनी है आपकी? -5. तो y को जितना बड़ा से बड़ा ले सकते हो आप. एनी हाउ corresponding to the 0 comma 0 value of the z is my 10. Corresponding to the 0 comma 5, 0 minus 25 is a minus 15. Corresponding to the 10, 40 plus 10 is a 30. Corresponding to the 10 comma 5, 40 minus 25 plus 10, 50 minus 25 is 25. Fine. Then the minimum value is a minus 15. यही minimum आ रहा है. So that is a D is the right answer of the problem. Look at this case. The maximum value of the z, 5x plus 2y, subjected to constraint is x plus y is less than 4, x plus y is greater than 2, x is greater than, and x and y are my positive. Fine. So that's again simple. Okay, I can solve you graphically. लेकिन अगर आप बाउंड से करना चाहते हो then you can do it by on. Fine. So x plus y 4. गलत बन गई ना ग्राफ. Say this is my 2. थोड़ा बड़ा बना लेते हैं. This is my 4. This is my x plus y is equal to 2. X plus y is equal to 4. And x is greater than y. Fine. So this point is 4. That's a 2 comma 2. This point is my 1 comma 1. Fine. This point is my 2 comma 0. This point is my 4 comma 0. And x is greater than y. So that means you can see 2 comma 0 satisfied. Your feasible region is this one. Fine. So can you find the value of the z at the 2 comma 2? So 14. 1 comma 1 is 7. 2 comma 0 is 10. 4 comma 0 is 20. So what is the right answer is? 20 is the right answer of the problem. Fine. Okay, look at the next one. Xi's are the optimal solution. So that means our target is to apply the part A of my video. Minimizing the problems which are the following are not possible values of the Xi's. Fine. Which of the following is not the possible values of the Xi. So मान लेते हैं first value is 300. Assume that this value is my x1. Fine. क्या ये x1 की वैल्यू होगी? Again you can check about the constraints. If x1 is my 300, what is x2? x2 will be 0. सबको इक्वालिटी से देखना आपको. Okay, x2 will be 0. If x2 will be 0, then x3 will be my 500. If x3 will be 500, x4 will be negative. Fine. So that is not possible. So ये x1 तो नहीं हो सकता. Can it be x2? If x2 is my 300, then x1 will be 0. If x2 is 300, then x3 will be my 200. If x3 is my 200, then x4 will be 200. If x4 is my 200, then x1 will be 0. And all these x1, x2, x3, x4, these are satisfied my condition. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ कह रहा not possible, but this is the possible value of the x2. So that means this option is my cancel out. Fine. By the similar way, we can discard the other options. So let's say 500. Can it be x1? Can it be x1? If this is the value of the x1, what is the value of the x2? X2 is my negative, which is not possible. Can it be x2? If x2 is my 500, then x1 will be negative, which is again not possible. Can x3 be the 500? If x3 is my 500, which implies x2 will be 0. If x2 will be 0, then x1 will be 300. Fine. If x3 is my 500, then x4 will be negative, which is not possible. And the final is, can it be x4? If x4 is my 500, then from the third one, x3 will be negative. If x4 is my 500, then x3 will be negative, x1 is negative. So इसका मतलब ये कोई भी वैल्यू नहीं ना हो सकती. So that is the one of the possible solution. Similarly, look at the second option. Can x1 be the 400? अगर x1 400 हो गया तो आपका x2 नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. तो इसका मतलब that is not possible. Can x2 be the 400? If x2 is a 400, then x1 will be negative from the first equation. That is again not possible. Can x3 be the 400? If x3 will be the 400, then from the second one, x2 will be my 100. Fine. If x2 will be 100 from the first one, x1 will be 0. If x3 is my 400, x4 will be 0. And you can see all these values are my positive. Fine. इसको satisfied कर दी ना. तो yes, this is possible. This is the value of the x3. तो हमें तो चाहिए not possible. Now look at the last case. 600. If it is this x1, then x2 will be negative, not possible. If this number is my x2, then x1 will be negative, not possible. If x3 is my 600, then x2 will be negative, not possible. If x4 is my 600, then from the third constant, x3 will be negative. That is not possible. So that means C and D are the right answer of the problem. Okay, look at this another one. Which of the following is the optimal value? That's the part B. Your target is to make as a 2y1, 3y2. How you can make as a 2y1? I can add the first and the last equation. 2y2. Okay, if you add all these values, what will happen? 2y1, 2y2, 2y3, 2y4, which is equal to 4. बट आपको तो 2y1 बनाना है, 3y2 भी बनाना है आपको. तो कैसे बना सकते हो आप? 3y2. I can multiply this by 1, this by 1. This is 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 2y1 multiply by 3. Fine. And then add them. कितना बन गया? y1 plus y1 is 2y1. y2 plus 2y2, 3y2. 2 plus 3, 5y3. y4 plus 3y4, that's a 4y4, which is less than equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1. So that will be less than equal to 7. That means z must be less than equal to 7. Look at the first option. Wrong. Greater than 8. Wrong. Greater than or equal to 7 and less than equal to 7. अब ये दोनों ऑप्शन में इक्वालिटी 7 पे पॉसिबल है. यू कैन सी, you can choose any value. If because if you add them, if you add all these values, you will get y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 is my 2. तो आप कोई भी मर्जी पेयर बना लो. आप लेट्स से y1 को 1 ले लो. आप लेट्स अज्यूम, तो y2 कितना आ गया? 0. If y2 will be 0, y3 will be 1. Fine. If y3 will be 1, y4 will be 0. And corresponding to this case, the answer of the z will be 2 plus 5, 7. इसका मतलब 7 से बड़ा नहीं हो सकता, 7 हो गया आंसर. और अगर आपने y1 को 0 ले लो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, then y2 will be 1. Fine. If y2 will be 1, y3 will be 0. If y3 will be 0, y4 will be 1. Corresponding to this case, answer of the z is also 7. इसका मतलब greater than तो नहीं हो सकता, but they are equal also. Yes, third is the right answer. Fourth is also the right answer. C and D are the right answer of the problem. Okay, look at the next one. Again, firstly we will see whether 3, 2 is the extreme point. Extreme is corner point or not. Corner point कब होगा? जब constant equality satisfied होगा. 3 satisfied equality, 3/2 plus 2 which is not equal to 4. They are not satisfied equality. 3 plus 2 5. यहाँ देखिए दो constant satisfied equality. Yes, this is the corner point. Check whether 3, 5/2 is the corner point or not. Again, we will see whether they satisfied equality. Yes, 3/2 plus 5/2, 4 satisfied equality. 3 plus 5/2, which is not satisfied. Answer is 5.5, which is not less than 5. So that means this is not feasible point. तो अगर feasible नहीं है, that means it is not corner point. So fourth option is cancelled. Fine. Although they satisfy the two equation as equality, लेकिन feasible ही नहीं है. Now आपको एक feasible मिला, इसके ऊपर आप z निकाल के देख लेते हैं कितना आ रहा है. What is that? 3x plus 4y. So 9 plus 8, 17. Fine. तो ऑप्टिमल वैल्यू मतलब 17, 18 और 19 में से देख लेते हैं अगर क्या कोई बड़ी वैल्यू मिलेगी आपको कि नहीं मिलेगी. नाउ तो इस प्रॉब्लम को थोड़ा सही करके लिख लेते हैं हम. दिस विल बी x प्लस कंस्टेंट इज लेस देन 8. 2 से एलसीएम ले लेता हूं. x प्लस y इज लेस देन 5. x is less than 3 and your z will be 3x plus 4y. Your target is to maximize, so I can write in terms of less than sign. So how you can write that? I can multiply this first equation by 3. It will be 3x. Fine. 3x plus 6y is less than 24. आपको 4y चाहिए, 2y दूसरी तरफ ले जाओ. 24 minus 2y. सेकेंड वन इज, इसको क्या करें, इसको भी 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दें. 3x प्लस 3y. आपको 4y चाहिए, सो आई कैन ऐड प्लस y. लेस देन 3, इसको भी 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. सो दैट विल बी 3x इज लेस देन 9. आई कैन ऐड प्लस 4y ऑन द बोथ साइड. 9 प्लस 4y. नाउ यू हैव द 3 इक्वेशंस. अब तीनों को सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. फाइन. सो दैट विल बी 24 माइनस 2y, 15 plus y, 9 plus 4y. From the first and second, what is the value of the y? 3, and it will be 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. From the second and the third, 6 divided by 3, 2. From the first and the third, 24 minus 9, which is 6y. So that will be 15 is equal to 6y. So that will be 5 divided by 2. Fine. Now, when y is equal to 3, look at the given constants. What is the value of the x? If y is equal to 3, that's a 6. Y will be 2. Y is equal to 3, 2, and it is my 3. ये दो satisfied हो गए. So the point will be 2,3। क्या ये सेटिस्फाइड हो रहा है? थर्ड जो नहीं सेटिस्फाइड हुआ, यस। लुक एट द सेकंड वन, y is equal to 2, then 4, x will be 4, y is equal to 2, then 3, and it is my 3. Fine, because एक ही पॉइंट है तो कंस्टेंट विल बी x। दो ये सेटिस्फाइड हो गए, y is my 2। पहला वाला नहीं सेटिस्फाइड हुआ था, वी विल सी वेदर दे विल सेटिस्फाइड और नॉट। 3 + 4, यस सेटिस्फाइड। सो एक तो आपका 2,3 पॉइंट बन गया, एक आपका 3,2 पॉइंट है, और एक आपका 3,2 पहले ही था। लुक एट द 5,2, 1 is a 5,2, what is the value of the x? 8 minus 5, 3, 5/2, find again it's a 5/2, और लास्ट में भी 3। सो अगेन 3 and 3 satisfied, your point is 3,5/2। क्या ये सेकंड वाले सेकंड ही ना सेटिस्फाइड हुई? सेकंड को सेटिस्फाइड हो रहा है। 3 + 5/2 is less than 5, not satisfied, so this option is cancelled. Now you have the two cases, you can calculate the value of the z. When it's a 2 and 3, 6 + 12, 18, correspond to 3,2, 9 plus 8, 17. Maximum answer is 18 is the correct answer. This 19 is the wrong answer. So that means B and C are the right answer of the problem. Now that I will give you the comment. This is an exercise for you. Let me know what is the answer of this problem and by which method you have adopted this solution. I'm waiting for your comment box, and again I will upload the part C based on your comments, likes and the views on this video. I hope you have really enjoyed this session too. If you really want to join with me, you can scan and join. I hope you can share this video with your friends, like and comment on the videos. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the watching. Best of luck, students. Goodbye.